it's Christy here for week 52. This marks like the week before my daughter's birthday. So this goes up until Saturday, and her birthday was on the Sunday. So I'm almost finished this album. This would be my last weekly spread. And then I'm going to have a few layouts documenting her birthday party and her actual birthday. And then this album's done, and I will definitely have another share video to show you the last 6 months of this album. So here I am. I'm so excited to use that ice cream card from Studio Calico. I've been waiting a while to use that card, so I thought it was pretty appropriate for this layout. We're finally in summer. It's been super hot, and yes, we've been eating a lot of ice cream. Here I am. I laid out all my cards and photos. And again, I'm not using a ton of Project Life cards this week. There's just so many photos to document. So I'm really only using 4 Project Life cards and then backing a bunch of photos with some cards and some paper from some paper pads. So I'm using a lot of the same colors that I did for my last week's layout, which was pretty convenient because I didn't even have to go through all my embellishments again to look for the coordinating colors. I super sped up the corner rounding. This week I struggled quite a bit. My last few layouts have been going together really quickly. This one didn't go together so quickly, and I feel like I did it in little spurts, like here and there. So it took me a little bit of time to put it all together. So I sped through the corner rounding and like super sped through the journaling and even the date stamping just to cut down the length of this video a bit. I'm using these paper flags here. I got these in an Instagram giveaway, and the colors go together perfectly with that ice cream card. So I'm just layering a few to go underneath my wood veneer and that flare badge. And I just like the way that looks. It just adds a little bit of extra interest and brings in more of the colors from the card. And I also have these Studio Calico cut aparts. Hadn't used a whole lot of these, but conveniently there was one that talked about ice cream. So again, going along with the ice cream theme for this layout, it seems, I'm kind of cutting those out and placing them where I think I want them. I do change my mind a little bit later on, but that one says, "Do you want ice cream?" or something like that. And I end up just using the ice cream part of it. These brads are from Teresa Collins, and they'd been sitting on my desk for a while and just had never really gone around to using them. So I just pull out a bunch matching the colors of the layout, and it was kind of my goal to use them, and I do end up using 2 a little bit later on, so I'm pretty happy with that. Not a whole lot of room for journaling on this layout, so I decided to make kind of a hidden journaling spot to go in behind my photo. So I'm just kind of matting this white piece of cardstock onto this paper, and it's just going to tuck in behind this photo. So you're going to see a little bit of the paper patterned paper peeking through. And there's going to be a little tab adhered to the top so that you can pull it up. I hadn't really done that in a while. When I first started doing Project Life, I did that a lot with the bifold cards, but I kind of got away from doing that. So I like that I can have like an extra journaling spot. When I had laid down this sunshine acetate piece, piece, I had kind of put a little sticky note there to remind myself of what I wanted done, and it's going to say, "You are my sunshine." So I did not have enough letters to spell it out all in the bluey alphas, so I brought in some other color alphas to match with the layout. And these dog wood veneer pieces are from Baxter paper, and I got them from a paper issues haul, and they were only like 99 cents for I think 5 or 6 dog veneer, and they're so cute. Like I pulled them out and I was like laughing to myself because they're just like so ridiculously cute. So it is a photo of my daughter and my dog, and they've been getting along a lot better. Like when she was first born, he wanted nothing to do with her, and they're actually like starting to play together. So I knew I really wanted to use one of those veneer pieces on that photo. And none of the dogs really look like my dog, but still I wanted to include one. Just adhering down those paper flags now, and I thought I wanted to make this into kind of a banner piece as well, but it just was too long to really fit on the photo. Like it just didn't really go. So I end up trimming it down. So it just says ice cream question mark, and then I didn't really like how the pink didn't continue on like to the left hand side of the card, so I just do a little trimming, and that way you're still going to see like a little sliver of pink poking through on the left hand side. Sorry about my hair there. I'm known for like being in my pajamas all day, so my hair is like totally a mess. It's like bedheaded and stuff, but you only see a little peek of it, fortunately for you. Yeah, what am I doing now? Oh, I thought about playing around with date stamping and journaling on one of those flags, but I decide not to, and so then I just adhere down some heartwood veneer just to kind of fill up the space a little bit. So I'm jumping around quite a bit like I do. I decide to adhere down this photo to this card. I really love this card, and I think it's from the February Studio Calico kit, but it's like such a nice pink, and it matches the bunny that's on the ice cream card like perfectly. So I just adhere down that badge. It says busy being happy, and I decided to shift it over a bit and incorporate one of those brads and just kind of bring in the orange a little bit more. So there, I used one brad, and at this point I'm pretty happy with myself. And I'm on this card now, and I'm just kind of deciding like what I want it to say, and I'm really debating like I want like a bigger alpha, but I don't know if I want to use black because there's not really a lot of black on the layout, but then I decide just to go for it. So it's going to say best day ever. And I really like the way those alphas look. Like they're from Simple Stories I Am collection, and it's just like a really unique looking alpha, I think, in my opinion. I bring out my X-Acto knife again and just poke a hole in. Oh, here I am. I wanted to fill that space a little bit and debated using a tiny word sticker, but anyway, I poke a hole through there and add a brad, and kind of thought about using a second brad, but just didn't want to, so I just leave it as at the one. And a little bit later, or maybe right now, I'm not sure. Yes, right now, I add a tiny word sticker and my video cut out. But anyway, you didn't miss anything at all. So back to this journaling card, I just cut that gold foiled piece. I think that came in like a mini kit, a Becky Higgins mini kit. Is that what they're called? I don't know. Not a mini kit, but like a value pack kit maybe. And just cut that in half because it was going to be hidden, so I could probably make use of the other half somewhere else and just adhere that stuff down. And then because these 3x4s span 2 pockets, like the ice cream card spans 2 pockets, I could bring out my fuse, but I decided just to adhere the 2 cards to a 4x6, and that works just fine. And yeah, so I'm just adhering things down. I'm really liking the colors. lately that I'm using. Like, usually I go for like pinks and blues and greens, but I'm really liking the incorporation of the yellows and the oranges lately. So going through my embellishments again, I'm just feeling like I need a little something extra. So I'm pretty much just pulling out like anything that I think I want to use on this one photo, because I want to create kind of like a cluster of embellishments along with one of those labels. And I wasn't really loving the way that plaid looked on the right hand side next to like the floral, with both of those photos of my daughter in the pool. So I kind of thought about switching things up, but it just wasn't going to work. So I just leave it as is. And here I am, I'm just struggling with this cluster of embellishments and decide to go with the flower embellishment along with the label, and I don't end up using a lot of those other embellishments, and that's okay. Like, they will get used eventually. I just struggle so much with like using things when I only really have like one of them. Like, for example, like the star that you see there, I'm like, well, I could use this star here, but then I don't have any stars anywhere else, and for some reason that bothers me. And so I don't know why. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. But anyway, decided to go with that flower, and then the cut apart that I had said, I'm just a summer kind of girl, and I didn't really think that that fit with the photo, so I decided to switch it out for another tiny word cut apart. And I can't read what it says, but it just fit more with what the photo was, or like kind of the more the sentiment that I wanted to get across. All right, so I'm almost wrapping things up here. I mean, I don't know what is with my planning lately, but I'm just not planning a spot for the title card. And so this whole time I'm thinking, like, where am I going to put my title? Where am I going to put my title? And I was going to put it on the photo of my daughter in the pool, but because there was a lot of kind of empty space that would allow for a title. But then I'm like, this card has already got so much going on with the journaling underneath. So I decide to just put the title on that journaling card, and then I end up date stamping on the bunny card. So kind of similar to what I did last week in that I like split up the actual title and the dates, but I like the way it looks and it gets the point across too. So just going through and adding some labels for journaling. With the journaling card underneath, I do have quite a lot of room for journaling, and then on my title card I have spot for journaling. So there's really not a whole lot of journaling that needs to take place on the photos. So I just add a few little spots just for like one sentence kind of things. And I am using another wood veneer from Ellie Studio. So this wood veneer and the ice cream wood veneer are by Ellie Studio, and it's their, I think it's her like Let's Eat collection. So I'm just backing it with some white cardstock just so that you can like read what it actually says. So this week, I live in Calgary and we have the Calgary Stampede. So this week, the week of this layout was the Calgary Stampede, and I debated going, but it's just so crazy down there. But my husband ended up going for work, and so I asked him to bring home some mini donuts, which are like so delicious, and he did. So that's what that photo is of, with the Good Stuff wood veneer, and so my daughter's wearing his like cowboy hat and stuff. It's really cute. And I'm just kind of putting some finishing touches onto the layout. I have this like yellow puffy sticker, and I was playing around with bringing in another yellow puffy sticker, but didn't end up really liking the way it looked. And here I am just adding the date stamping As per usual, I always like do the same things in the same order. I hope that's not annoying, but that's just how I operate. And it's good to have like a system that works, I think. Like, and I mean everyone's different, and that's what works for me normally. I just feel like this week was kind of random. I saw my friend Tara do kind of like a date stamping thing similar to this. So I decided to stamp the days of the week down the side of this card. And ideally, I would have loved to have each date stamped twice, but I kind of ran out of room. So I just have each date stamped once. And I just kind of do the journaling around it and underneath it, and it works out. I have just enough room for journaling. And there I am taking off that yellow puffy sticker. Just adding in one last embellishment, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.